As Stacy walked her dog, she spotted two chiffchaffs singing away on a tree branch. It wasn't her first encounter with chiffchaffs in these woods. Stacy didn't live too far from the woods, and on Saturdays, when she wasn't busy playing secretary to her boss, she walked her dog, Blaze, in the woods. Stacy, chubby and about 5'6" tall, fancied herself a bit of an explorer. There wasn't much exploring to do in an office space, hence she had to make do with what she had, the woods. Once in a while, Stacy and Blaze will take a different path instead of the regular one everyone else took. For entertainment, Stacy and her dog played fetch during each trip into the woods, and today was no different. When it took Stacy too long to throw the red ball, a nudge from Blaze was enough to remind her to do the needful. A few more throws and she realized that she had gone off her new path. Confused, she stood still, trying to figure out her way back to the path. She felt cold and scolded herself for not wearing her thicker orange sweater, but she hadn't worn it because she hated the orange color. She rubbed her palms together and blew into them. As she looked around, she spotted a blue bus with red and white stripes. But before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. The bus was old and had a strange aura that Stacy couldn't help but wonder if she was imagining the aura or if it was because the woods suddenly felt quiet. There was no chirping or humming. All she heard was the sound of leaves rustling under her feet as she and Blaze walked towards the bus. But as they got closer, Blaze started barking, but Stacy ignored his barks and continued walking. On getting to the bus, the dog kept barking as though he was trying to draw Stacy's attention to something. Stacy tried to pacify him, and yet he kept barking in a particular direction. She took a few steps in the direction and peeped into the bus, but found nothing. Blaze wasn't a barker, and she couldn't help but wonder what was wrong with him. There was nothing to see on the bus except an abandoned lunchbox. Blaze, still barking, went underneath the bus, and Stacy followed suit. As Stacy peered underneath the bus, she saw a treasure chest beside the bus's tire on the other end. She reached for the chest, but it was too far away. She got up and walked to the other side of the bus, with a quiet Blaze walking in tow. She brought out the treasure chest and opened it. Inside was a plain white envelope. There was no design or stamps or address. She opened the envelope and found a letter inside. It read, "Hi, Stacy," and right that second, she felt a tap on her shoulder and screamed. Jolted, she turned back only to see her friend, Michael, laughing. Stacy pouted and hit him playfully on the shoulder. "You should have seen your face. You look so scared," he said, still laughing. "Of course I was. How on earth did you even think of something like this?" Stacy asked him. Michael explained that he was walking his dog when they stumbled upon the bus. His dog, just like hers, didn't stop barking until he saw the treasure chest, which was empty. There was no envelope or letter when he found the chest. Having seen her walking this way from afar earlier on, he thought of playing a little prank on her with the hope that her dog would react to the bus just as his dog had done, and his prank was a success. Stacy couldn't help but laugh at how scared she had been. Stacy and her friend hung around the bus for a while, talking and joking, until it was time to head back to their homes. The walk back home with their dogs was merry and a lot more fun that they both promised to walk their dogs together next time.